Hi, I'm Ann, the Education Manager here at Lee Beauty. Let's talk dipping systems. We find that when getting started with dipping, many people have similar challenges. So I'm going to show you how to overcome some of these obstacles, such as my top coat won't set, my top coat is dull, my top coat brush is going hard, my liquid is getting thick and gluggy, and my bottle is glued closed. So let's have a look at why each of these scenarios might happen and how to correct them. The first obstacle I'm going to speak to you about is my liquid getting thick and gluggy. So to avoid that from happening, using the duster brush, removing excess powder that's sitting on top of the surface. So what I'm doing is, after I put on the base coat, I'm going to dip it into the powder for the second time around, right back out like that. Wait for about 30 seconds for the powder to react and bond with the base coat, and using a dusting brush, take off the excess powder on the top before going in with the base coat again, and that avoids the base coat from picking up the excess powder on the surface and bringing it back into the bottle, and that avoids the liquid from getting thick and gluggy. Another common question that we get is, my lid is glued closed. To avoid that from happening, when removing excess product from the brush, ensuring that you wipe the brush so that it's inside the neck of the bottle. As well, at the end of the service, using a lint-free wipe saturated with acetone, clean the neck of the bottle before you close the bottle. The first thing I'm going to do is apply the activator to the nails. After you have dipped into your final coat of color, you put your activator on and base coat, you leave it for 30 seconds and then you buff it to a semi-matte finish. I recommend a 180 grit buffer. This is going to blend in all lumps and the bumps and smooth it right out. A great indicator to know whether you've buffed in that area or not is the spaces that you've missed. It will come up quite shiny. Remove the excess dust off of that. The final grit I recommend is the 240 grit buffer. By graduating your buffers, what's going to happen is you're going to get a nice semi-shiny, semi-glossy surface in preparation for your top coat. And that's how you get that super shiny top coat using gelish dip. Beautiful. Once the buffing is done, just cleanse up all the dust. So the activator actually needs time to penetrate into the nails before you go over with the top coat. Too much activator on the surface of the nails is going to cause the top coat to go dull because there is too much activator to top coat ratio and the top coat is rather thin. So to avoid that from happening, I'm just going to do a very thin layer of activator over the whole nail. It gets absorbed immediately and there's enough on the brush there for a couple more fingers. Excellent, and leave that for 30 seconds to completely absorb. What you're looking out for is semi-glossy look on the surface. That just means that the top coat is reacting with the activator and you're ready for your second coat. When the second coat comes on, you'll see it become really, really shiny. And going again, right, middle, and left. So avoid putting your hands in front of fans or blowing on it or fanning your hands in the air when you're trying to set the top coat. The top coat and the activator actually reacts together and dries super shiny. So all you gotta do is just leave it away from any breeze or wind and don't speed up the process too much, and naturally it will dry super shiny. I'm going to also prepare myself with a lint-free wipe. This is going to prevent the top coat that's touched any activator on the surface of the nail going back into the bottle and hardening. So with the top coat, once again, because it's going onto the nail after activator has been applied, you're going to go from left to right so that you're not going back over again and picking up activator mixed together with top coat. Just like that, left, middle, and right. And try to avoid going back over again, and then clean up your brush. One last thing, when using a new top coat with an existing activator, you may find the top coat sets unevenly. To avoid this, make sure you thoroughly dust excess powder off the nail before applying the activator. and ensuring that your activator bottle is topped up and never below 1/3. I hope that helps you overcome any obstacles you have with dipping systems.